Hi everyone, welcome back. If you're new, my name is Janice. Today is another part of my Christmas series. I created some beautiful crafts and I can't wait for you to see them. If you like what you see today, please consider subscribing. So let's start with the first DIY. So we're going to start off with this cute little new item from Dollar Tree. It almost looks like a 3D. And we're going to make something really pretty from this. I'm going to use some fairy lights as well. I'm going to take it out of the package. I'm going to show you what it looks like. So it looks like you have 3 separate wood pieces. You have some deer, you have some trees, and then you have a back piece, and then you have a little stand. I'm going to start off by painting this white, and then I'm going to add a little black and then a little blue because I want it to look like it's nighttime. I'm just going to dab on some black and then some blue. Now I'm going to add some navy blue, just mix it with the black. Like I said, I'm trying to make it look like the sky is dark. Now I'm going to add some white dots, take it back on my paintbrush and dip it in some white paint. And then I'm going to draw in some little stars with a white marker. Well, you can paint this any color you like. I decided to create it this way because to me it looked like a little snow globe kind of thing with a deer and tree inside. Now I'm going to start painting these. The tree is going to be with the moss color paint, and the deer one's going to be with a dark brown and a light brown. Now the left part, if you look at the left one, the scenery, I left everything intact, the deer and the 2 trees, and I cut the rest of the stuff out because I didn't like all that stuff inside there because to me it was just blocking the view of the deer and trees, so I did cut that out. Now there is a lot of painting, so I'm trying to go as fast as I could, just giving you an idea of what I'm painting, the colors that I'm using. Now this deer is a darker brown, and then the outside of the globe, the wood globe, I used the same brown, and I just used a baby wipe to make it look like a stain. Now here's where I removed everything that was in the back. I just cut it out, so there you could just see the tree and the little deer. So when you put them together, it looks so much better. And then this is the background that looks like at night. Now I'm going to take that fairy lights and I'm going to glue them in the back. Now I'm going to place it right back into the stand. Now I already put the other 2 in the stand, and this is going in the back. And I'm going to glue it down though because it is kind of wobbly. Now you can leave it as is. It is really cute, but I wanted to add some fake snow. So I'm just going to use some Mod Podge and place it in the back and a little bit in front where the deer and trees are. So this way it looks really snowy. I also added some snow in front of the globe as well. I added a little Mod Podge off camera. I think this came out so pretty. Now I'm going to turn on the fairy lights, and this is how it turned out. And you wouldn't believe you bought this from Dollar Tree. We're going to take some fabric from Dollar Tree. This is the new Christmas fabric that I found at Dollar Tree, and these little mini cones from Hobby Lobby. You get 6, I believe. I think they were under $2, 50% off. So we're going to make some really cute Christmas trees. Now I'm just going to cut out the fabric and place the little mini cones right on top with some Mod Podge. And I'm just going to wrap them with this fabric. So now I'm going to place some Mod Podge on top of the cone, and then I'm going to place it on the fabric and wrap it the best I could. If you have other ideas how to wrap this, go ahead and do that. This is the only way I could come up with. Now after I wrap it and Mod Podge it down, I'm just going to cut anything that's laying over. Just going to cut off the excess. Now this is going to be for the top tree, so I'm going to just tuck in the material underneath. This way, when I place the second one underneath, it gives it some height. Same thing to the red one. Now the second tree that's going to go underneath, I'm only going to wrap half of it because you're not going to see the top part of it. Using some wood stems that I picked up from Dollar Tree. Now for the wood stems to be able to glue to the bottom, I'm going to use a little piece of cardboard, and I just created a little circle, and I'm going to place it at the bottom of the second tree and glue it down. I'm going to place the first tree right over the second tree, and you can see how nicely it lays because of the material underneath. Now I'm going to take those wood stems and glue them to the bottom of the tree. This is such an easy, simple, little cute DIY, and you can place these anywhere in your house. They're so adorable, and they're small enough to place anywhere. You can decorate these trees any way you like. I just left them simple. I like them the way they look, and this is how they turned out. For this one, we're going to make a cute little sign. I picked this up from Dollar Tree. It's a cute little snowman sign. These snowflakes I'm going to use as well. Just going to use one. And then I'm going to use this wood plank from Dollar Tree. I'm going to cut it down because I'm going to use it for the sign that I'm going to use attaching to the snowman. Now I'm just going to place that wood plank in front of the snowman. I need to figure out where I need to cut it to create that little that's going underneath the snowman. Now I have them cut down. Now I'm just going to remove the stake from the snowman. Now I'm just going to take some brown paint with a baby wipe and stain the two pieces of wood. Now I went ahead and placed down some washi tape around the edges. I'm just going to paint the middle portion of the little two wood pieces because I want the outside to be the brown stain. Just going to remove the washi tape, and I did realize that I didn't want it that thick, so I went ahead and placed another piece of washi tape around the edges to make it a little thinner. Now I'm going to place down the words that I created on my Cricut. It's going to say "Let It Snow." If you don't have a Cricut, you can simply write out the words using a marker, or you can use the letters from Dollar Tree. They have so many different selections. Now I'm going to be using some rope from Dollar Tree, and I couldn't find my rope, so this is all I had left, so I had to make it work. I'm going to flip everything over, and then I'm going to place the rope in the back side of everything and glue it down. Now because the snowflake was just a little bit smaller than the signs, I was having a little difficult time placing it because I didn't want to cover the snowflake with the rope, and so I was going back and forth trying to place it where it was at least centered. And I mean, no matter where I placed the rope, it felt like I was just like struggling with that snowflake. But anyways, I managed to get it to work and look cute. Now the top part of the snowman, I actually painted that where it said let it snow. I didn't show it. I just painted it black to cover it because we're going to say let it snow in the sign, so I didn't want to repeat it. Now I'm just going to take a little greenery and place it at the top of his hat. Now I wanted him to have a little scarf, and I'm just going to use a ribbon. I believe this is from Hobby Lobby. I'm just going to wrap it in the middle. However, I do change it at the end. I didn't like the way it looked. I just tucked it in. It's just tuck in the ribbon around his neck. And that's it for this project. This is something really cute. You could place on your front door. All right, for this one, we're going to take a frame from Dollar Tree. I removed the glass and the backing. You can use any frame from Dollar Tree. And this deer came from Dollar Tree, and the antlers came from Dollar Tree as well. Because the deer didn't have antlers, I want the deer to have antlers. So I'm going to go ahead and paint the deer white. Now for the antlers, I want them to have some silver glitter. I'm going to use Mod Podge and pour some silver glitter over the ends of the antlers. So now I need to make some holes at the top to place the antlers inside. There was one little hole in there. I'm just going to make it a little bigger. Now I'm just going to glue them inside. I seen Dollar Tree, they have other deers. They have the silver one, they have the gold ones. But this one's from last year. And I love the way this one comes out. It's very pretty and elegant. You can place it on your wall or shelf or anything like that. And it's very easy to make for beginners. I want to glue the deer to the middle of the frame, and it's not going to hold because it's, plastic. I'm going to use a little piece of wood and place one in front and one in back. So therefore I can place the deer on the wood and it will hold better. And I'm just going to glue it down. Now I'm going to glue the deer right in the middle of the frame. I'm going to add a lot of glue to the bottom of the deer and hold it there for a few minutes because I wanted to make sure that it's going to stay. Now here's the fun part. You can decorate, you can add greenery all over, you can do what I did. You can just add a little bit of greenery. I'm going to add some around the deer. Just a few picks from here and there from Dollar Tree, Hobby Lobby, wherever I can get them from. I'm just going to place them in front, in the middle, and towards the back. So this way I'm hiding most of his legs and it looks really pretty. Then I'm going to go to the right and add a little bit to the right, and then to the left at the top, I'm going to add some more greenery at the top. I mean, this is your choice. You don't have to do what I did. You can make it as simple as possible, but I thought it was really pretty. Now I'm just going to add a few white berries in the middle, and you can use red. I did add a little red towards the right. Here I'm adding some more greenery, and then this silver pick. I'm going to add a few pieces in the middle. Just make it really pretty. Greenery, I believe I picked up from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going to place it at the top, glue it down. It looks really nice that way. I don't know. What do you guys think? I added some berries to the right, and this is how it turned out. right, for this one, look at Dollar Tree came out with these beautiful little glasses, these bowls. Look how pretty these are. I love them. I picked out the two green. They had ones, they had the red lid. Um, it had snowflakes. And this hat I got from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to use some fake snow, some Christmas trees, some pine cones. This hat was only $2.29, which was a good buy. And I'm going to use a Dollar Tree scarf. So I'm going to use some large berries and some fairy lights. So I'm going to take the pine cone. So this is really pretty. I'm going to take a pine cone, glue it inside the glass. I'm also going to take a Dollar Tree tree and glue that inside the glass as well. So I had to use one of my pliers to grab it and place it inside. This comes out so pretty for like a middle of a table or anything like that. You'll see at the end, it's so pretty. So for the second one, I'm going to add a Christmas tree and two small pine cones. I'm going to add a little fake snow inside, just a little bit because I have to put the fairy lights inside first. Now I was going to use tea lights, but if I place a tea light in the bottom and then I glue the top piece, I can't get to it. So I figured I'll use one string of fairy lights. I'm going to place it in the first one and then place it inside the second one, and then the little switch I can just hide behind it. Now I'm going to add more fake snow to both of them and shake it up a little bit. And then I'm going to take some super glue and some hot glue, and I'm going to glue them together. Unfortunately, I got super glue on my fingers and I couldn't get it off my fingers. And I was reading you could place some oil on it. My fingers were stuck. I was like, oh, I hate using super glue. So for a quick hold, I'm just going to use my glue gun, place a little at the top. I'm going to place the two jars together. Now you don't have to make it the way I made it. You can put anything you want inside. I just thought it was more elegant this way, you know, instead of making it like a snowman. Now I'm going to take a Dollar Tree scarf. I'm going to cut a little piece because I want to wrap it around the middle. So I'm going to cut the ends, and I thought this was going to work, but once I placed it on there, I thought it was too thick. So I did cut it in half and made it a little thinner. Now I'm just going to wrap it around the middle. And once I have it figured out where I want to place it, I'm going to go ahead and place it down with some glue. I love the way this one came out. It's so pretty. I made one similar to this using the fish bowls from Dollar Tree a few years ago, but I absolutely love this one. I think it's more elegant and versatile. You can place it in the middle of your dining room table. Now I pulled apart a few green picks. I'm going to add a few pieces to the scarf, and then I'm going to add those large berries right in the middle. Now if you don't have a Santa hat, you can always place down a sock from Dollar Tree or one of the hats from Dollar Tree. You just cut it and size it, place it on top. But I got this from Hobby Lobby. I thought it was worth it. Now I just wrapped a little piece of the scarf around the hat as well. And then I'm going to add a few pieces of the greenery and a couple of the small berries in front and place it right on top. And that is it for this project. And look how pretty this came out. Okay, for this one, we're going to use a wall tile from Dollar Tree. This gift box, I thought it was very unique and I liked the color of it, so I'm going to use that as well. And we're going to use some skewer sticks. These are the supplies you're going to need if you want to recreate this. And then these wheels I picked up from Hobby Lobby. There's a large one and a small one and a bunch of different wood beads, different sizes. First thing I want to do is use my ruler. I'm going to create a little tree I'm going to use the gift box because this is going to be the background for the wall tile. Just going to create two straight sides to create the tree. One's going to be large, one's going to be smaller than the large one. Now you could decide what kind of shape you want to make your tree. You can make it thin, you can make it wide. So for this DIY, I'm not going to really speed it up. I want to show you exactly how to make this. So it's going to be a little longer than normal. So once you have your tree traced out, you're going to go ahead and cut it out. Now for the small one, I'm just going to do that one off camera. I'm going to do the large one. So I'm going to show you how to do one at least. Now you're going to take your tree and your ruler and your pencil and you're going to create a line because this is where you're going to cut them. You're going to create a line at the top. You're going to create a line in the middle. So there's going to be 3 parts of the tree. Now once you have your pencil lines, you're going to go ahead and cut all 3 pieces. Now you're going to take your wall tile, you're going to take that sticky part off, and you're going to flip it upside down. You're going to cut it in half. Now you're going to take the trees that you cut out, you're going to place them right on the wall tiles. Now all you're going to do is glue them down on the wall tile. Once they're all glued down, you're going to go ahead and cut them all out and make sure that you get close as you can to the sides. Now I'm going to be using some antique parchment paint that's going to be for the base coat. And I'm going to use a Dollar Tree sponge to apply the paint. Now you can use any color you decide. I find it easier to use the sponge to apply the paint instead of using a paintbrush because the sponge works a lot better. Now you want to also add the paint to your skier sticks, your wheels, and your wood beads. They all have to be the same color as the base color. Now, unfortunately, this is blurry because when I get anything on my lens, like I was eating potato chips, I think I got the oil on my lens. Anyways, I'm using some dark green paint, another sponge from Dollar Tree. I'm just going to sponge on the color. I'm going to add a little bit to the wheels, the skier stick, and to the beads. Now everything's dry. We're going to put everything together, and the first thing I want to do is do the base. I'm going to take the wheel, the large wheel, and a large wood bead. I'm going to place the skier stick inside because I want to make sure that the hole and everything is going to meet before I glue it down. I'm just going to glue those 2 pieces together. Now I want to make sure that I have enough room at the bottom. I want to leave a little space, so I'm just going to place it in front just to get an idea before I glue it down. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue those tiles down to the skier stick. And really it makes it easier because in the middle of the tile it has those lines. So it makes it perfect to place it in the middle. Now I'm going to turn it over because I want to add a little more support. I'm going to add a little piece of Scotch tape, place it in the back. Now you're going to start adding your wood beads. I'm going to place one and then hot glue it down. And then I'm going to place the other tile right above it. It's really not that hard to make. Um, I really love this one. This is my favorite today. And I'm definitely going to make a few more. I'm going to make one that's red, one that's brown, and just scatter them around my house. They're so easy and so pretty. I love it because it has Christmas look, but also like a little bit of a rustic look. And I really love that look. So you want to make sure you glue down your beads because they will move around. Now I'm going to place another bead at the top. And then I'm going to place down the last piece of tile. What do you guys think? You like this one? I think it's so pretty. It's different, definitely. Now I'm going to place the last tile right at the top. This is the large one. I do the small one off camera. You'll see at the end. Adding another piece of tape in the back. I want to add it because I want to keep these around for a few years because I really love them. So I want to make sure they're not going to fall apart. Now I'm going to place some glue in the stand and place the tree right inside. And that is it, guys. Look how adorable these came out.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon fire.
Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, guys. Take care. I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.
Infant so tender and mild, sleep.